Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
Welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Now we're going to be talking about the Community Conservation and Repair Fair that's going to be taking place at Mount Hood Community College. And here to talk about it, we have Shauna Sutcliffe-Shadle, who is the Residential Recycling Coordinator for the City of Gresham. Nice to have you here again, Shauna.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And Troy Bilta, you are the ADA Mapping and Sustainability Specialist for Mount Hood Community College.
Thanks.
Good to have you here. So I've seen you at our Great Businesses meetings, and I've known Shauna for a while, and I know that you're both very involved in Gresham's sustainability work and trying to be a friend to the earth here in East County, and are doing really a fantastic job. So now you're both involved in the sustainability or the Community Conservation and Repair Fair. Tell me how this partnership came about. I know there's a lot of words.
Yeah,
there,
long name. Yeah. It took us a long time to decide on that name too. So we have really, I think both of us have really been wanting a conservation fair for a long time, and it just took the right people coming together at the right time. For a few years now, the City of Gresham and Multnomah County have been thinking about how we could bring something that's like the Portland Fix-It Fairs to East County and to Gresham. And the Portland Fix-It Fairs really focus on saving people money in their homes, workshops, information, and repair cafes happening at the same time. And we just didn't ever have a venue or someone who was really excited about it, or enough partners to pull it off budget-wise. So luckily, MHCC got Troy on their sustainability team. And he just brings a lot of passion and motivation to this subject, and he wanted to have this conservation fair, and it sounded a lot like this Fix-It Fair idea we had. So we sat down earlier this year and kind of talked about this, and we're partnering also with the Gresham Coalition of Neighborhood Associations. Okay. We have a few sponsors now: Northwest Natural, Habitat Restore, and the Coffee Place. Groundworks. Yeah. So it's finally coming together. There's going to be information fair focused on saving people money in their homes, 8 workshops. We have over 30 vendors, and at the same time, we'll be having a repair cafe where skilled volunteers are fixing things for free.
Wow. That's a lot of stuff in one day.
I think she said it all.
I know, so you can just go home now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Troy, you're kind of the Mount Hood Community College hero as far as sustainability goes. I mean, I'm not kidding. You are. You're just like, oh, Troy, no, he can do that. Oh yeah, ask Troy. He knows about that. So you do have a reputation for being somebody who really makes things happen there. And Mount Hood's done some amazing things over the last year. What was that big study that was done?
The waste audit?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was huge. Just
we
tell me
did
about
that
real
back
quick.
in spring of 2016, and we had City of Gresham come out, and they helped us do a big, huge waste audit. Did basically 1 day worth of trash, and it was quite a bit. And
it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was like
so much
all the
trash
waste that people throw away just during 1 day.
Yeah.
Like this is from all the offices and from people, the students and the cafeteria
Everything.
or the
everything.
It was a ton.
It was a lot, and we did it all out in the main mall, so everybody that walked by could see exactly what we were doing and what it was. And a lot of people were interested and wanted to know what it was, what we were doing. And when we explained it to them, they were pretty, impressed and grossed out, I guess, in the same way.
Yes, probably so. Well, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
shocking when you realize how much is thrown away and how much of that really was recyclable.
Yeah.
There
Well,
was a lot of 2 major waste streams. What were they?
well, I think classrooms and well, I can't remember the other classroom.
Like
I know
public waste, but there was
Yeah.
just a lot of paper towels,
Paper towels
and
are-
coffee cups.
yeah, the coffee
The
cups we found
one-time
out.
use disposable stuff.
Found out we were going through about 1,000 coffee cups a day.
Wow.
Yeah, and those are all going into the landfill because they cannot be recycled. And people think they can be recycled because they say they're recyclable and everything, but they're not. They have to go in the garbage once they've been used. And
Right. So
And,
if you don't use them, maybe they're recyclable.
No.
But
No, actually,
no,
no.
they're not even
They're
in.
coated with plastic. Yeah.
Then why did they even say? I don't get
Yeah.
that. But
Well, that's why we need to use these.
which is there you go. So we provided our reusable cups. So a lot of that is just education,
Yeah.
right? I mean, people
Yeah.
just need to be educated. So at the conservation fair, you're going to be talking. You have the workshops, and what are some of the workshops that are going to be going on?
Yeah, let's see if I can remember.
Yeah,
So,
You don't have to tell me all of them. But just give
I'm
me a
going to be
few.
teaching a workshop on saving money with food waste prevention. So eating the food that you buy and how to store it. We're going to have a do-it-yourself workshop hosted by the Habitat for Humanity Restore using some of the materials that they sell at their store, and participants will actually be able to build a little shelf.
Oh, nice.
So kind of teaching people how to take apart something that you would have tossed and make it into something new. We're going to have a naturescaping on a budget, stormwater 101, weatherization. Can you
You
think
do
of
that
any other
backyard
ones?
habitat. Is that part of that? Is that,
I think back
Yep.
there, yeah.
Yep.
And then,
No.
then during all
There's a
this,
lot of
the
them.
repair cafe will also be going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And I think you brought some slides or something of the repair cafe. Maybe we could pull that up and take a look at that so people can get an eye what, and then you can explain to us what that's
Yeah.
all about.
Yeah.
And this would be from a previous repair
Yeah,
cafe, right?
so we recruit volunteers from the community who have fixing skills, essentially. So this is Jim, one of our volunteers, fixing a coffee machine, and one of the residents who came to get it fixed. And we recruit fixers who do basic bike tune-ups and bike fixes. People can get their brakes fixed or their tire fixed, or just
Yeah.
a basic tune-up. I think Jim is fixing a vacuum here. That's a really common thing we see, and
Really?
that looks like a cat clock. There's just a whole array of things that you can bring.
Yeah, that it looks like you can bring just about anything. Now, I imagine not everything can be fixed.
Right,
but
yeah. About 80 to 85% of the items that people bring get fixed. They do sign a waiver saying that, if it gets broken more, then we're not in trouble, and the volunteers aren't in trouble, and, they're not paying for our service. But most people leave happy even if their item doesn't get fixed. If it doesn't get fixed, it usually is missing a piece.
Oh,
So what
okay.
will happen is the fixer will either say it's totally dead, or go get this piece from Home Depot, and this is where to find it. Coffee maker, another common item. Those are really hard to fix. If you have a broken coffee maker, I don't know, but
You may have to
really,
get a new one, huh?
they're pretty tough. But things like vacuums are so easy to fix because it's usually just something stuck in
Yeah.
the hose housing. So
Oh, okay.
bikes are super easy. Almost all bikes get fixed.
Oh, well, that's good news. That's good news.
Yeah.
So when this repair fair or repair cafe, right, is happening, people can bring whatever they have.
Yeah.
And see if they can get it fixed.
Yeah.
And are you still looking for volunteers to work it, or are you pretty well?
We're
set?
looking for skilled volunteers who have any applied skills in fixing bikes or small appliances or electronics.
Okay.
We had some of our regular volunteers who had a conflict at the last minute. So anyone who has any skills, please contact me.
Be the backup if they
yeah.
need to be the backup. Is there anything that you say you absolutely will not fix, or? that you
Well,
don't fix?
we ask people not to bring lawnmowers and gas-powered items, just because there's some liability with
Don't bring
that.
your
Our
car.
fire department doesn't
Yeah.
want us, to touch those. Someone did ask us to do something on their car once, and we had to say no. because it has to be brought into the
don't
place.
Want it at the college, huh?
Yeah,
There was a
liability.
picture of Jim Rula fixing some furniture, which he
saw
used
that,
to
yeah.
do, and furniture was really hard to fix. We could only fix about 50% of those items
okay.
usually, and it took a really long time, so we stopped fixing furniture. Plus, we didn't really get that much of it coming, so those are just a few items that people shouldn't bring, but the entire list of what people can bring is on our website, and it lists like what you should bring with it. So if you're bringing a computer, bring the power cord. If you're bringing a tape deck, bring a tape so we can test it. If you're bringing a lamp, bring a light bulb.
Oh, yeah.
If there's
yeah,
a part
because-
missing, bring a part that you might think. And I have a pair of jeans here that's missing a button, and I'm going to bring in my buttons in the back pocket, so they can't fix it without
So they'll
that.
just
Yeah.
sew on the button for you?
Yep, they'll sew on the button for me.
Well, that's one thing I can
Yeah.
do, but most of it I can't do.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's-
bring those items that you might think you need.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure what you need, just bring it anyways, and they'll be able to tell you.
That's great. That's great. So we have the repair cafe and the conservation fair. Is it all in the same space?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what else can we expect of this? And tell me the date again is October 7th. It's from 11 a.m. till 3, and it's in the Vista Dining Room, right? Which is a big room.
Yeah.
I've been there before. It can hold a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's obviously a rain or shine event.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So what else can we expect there? So there'll be the workshops. Do you need to sign up from ahead of time? Do you just show up?
Yeah, I
Just show up.
I think they just show up for the
Yeah,
workshops.
I believe
this
they
is
should.
also the first time we've done this
Right,
event,
yeah.
so we're doing everything,
Yeah.
figuring it out as we go. But I don't imagine that we'll, sell out.
Yeah.
It's a free event.
Well, and people can come and go.
People
Right.
can come
Yeah.
and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Each workshop is only half an hour, so I feel
yeah,
like that's
that's-
a okay amount of time for people to commit.
That's good.
Right.
That's good. And so you have a need then for if people are interested in volunteering to share their skills, you are still open to having people do that.
Yes, please.
Do you need volunteers of any other kind? Or just people to-
yeah, anybody that wants to help out and
you'll find something for them to do.
yes,
Yeah.
there'll be lots of stuff to do, I'm sure.
Okay. Okay. So, Shauna, at the city, you have a lot of things going on in the Department of Environmental Services. What are some of the other things that are going on at
Yeah.
the city? I mean, I know we were involved with you when we had the Net Zero project, and then, and I've been involved with you with the Great Businesses program. What other things are going on?
We have a lot going on. We have our annual Earth Day collection event for recycling hard things, and we used to partner that with a sustainability info fair, and that's part of where this idea also came
Okay.
from, because every year people ask, where's the Earth Day fair, and we haven't been able to have it, so now we finally get to have it thanks to Troy and Mount Hood Community College. So the Earth Day recycling event is always around Earth Day in April. The
Usually on
mayor
a Saturday, right?
yeah, it's always on a Saturday. The mayor made a commitment to sustainability many, many years ago inside the mayor's climate protection agreement. So we were able to procure solar panels for City Hall in various locations. We swapped out all of the street lights to LEDs that have an unlimited life almost compared to
These are all
sending
LED lights
exactly,
here now, and it's made a
exactly,
huge
and
difference.
we've really reduced the amount of taxpayer money that we're spending on energy to power the city, but we're also making a more sustainable choice with those. And then our wastewater treatment plant is net zero. They generate all the energy needed for that plant
run the
on
plant.
site. It's just amazing. We have a fleet of Prius vehicles, and we finally bought our very first electric vehicle. We have a charging station at City Hall. There's so much going on that we're doing. We upgraded our boilers. We're part of a strategic energy management plan. I know MHCC is too. And we're looking at what else we can do, because we feel like with sustainability, there's never a destination that you've reached. There's always a path that you're walking towards it.
And there's always something new, some new way to
Yes.
deal with it. Say, for example, in the schools and in the restaurants around town where they collect the grease.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
yeah. So there's grease, and that's also going to the wastewater treatment plant and being turned into energy.
Right, right.
And food generating businesses and schools are now composting their food scraps, and that's being turned into energy in Gresham. So there's a lot
of really good stuff
cool
going on.
things happening.
So between the college and the city of Gresham and a lot of the businesses here in town and the schools, it's I think Gresham is really on the forefront of good sustainability
Yeah.
practices in the area.
And
Yes.
Mount Hood is definitely one of our shining stars. Our Great Business program certifies sustainable businesses, so they've done a lot.
Yeah, we've been doing quite a bit. You know, for about 10 years now, we've put in new solar panels. We had our boilers and chillers changed out to, you know, high efficiency systems. Let's see, LED lighting all through our parking lots and our pathways, and
It makes a
we're
huge difference,
starting to
doesn't it?
change them through our classrooms and then the corridors and everything else. So it's slowly we're changing everything out, but we've done a lot, and then we're the first community college in the nation that became Salmon Safe certified.
That's right. That's right. I
So,
just heard
yeah.
about that. That's really
That's
exciting,
huge. Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And-
That's you should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Well, we're just about out of time, but I would encourage anybody in the community who wants to get something fixed, or they want to find out about how not only to save energy but to save money, because it really
Yeah.
does. Sometimes it takes a little while, but you see the returns on it. That to check out the conservation fair and the repair cafe, and also to just go online and check out, go to the city website, because there's a lot of information there on how to do that and
Yeah.
how to get involved. So
Yeah,
thank you
thank
both
you.
for being on here. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah,
You bet.
thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, we'll see you at the fair.
Hopefully hopefully you see everyone. We've never done this before, so please come.
And if they have input afterwards, they can let you know
Yes.
what then
Yeah.
suggestions for
Definitely.
next year.
We
Yeah,
always want to make it
exactly.
better.
Great, thanks a lot. And thanks very much for watching this segment of Community Hotline. We have one more left, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.